Krishna Mathaji.
Hare Krishna, Pranam Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mathaji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Signal power. Yes. Somebody can do the opening prayers, whoever wishes to.
May I?
Yeah, please, Mathaji, do it.
Om Ajnana Timirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manokishtam Sadidam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadambigam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yudapadakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrajadam Sarganagripunatanvidham tam sajivam sadvaitam savadhutam Parijanasamidam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padancha Nagavita Sri Vishaka He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpade Gopesha Gopika Kanda Radha Kanda Namaste Takta Kanchana Gaurani Radhe Vandavaneshwari Vrishabhanusude Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vanchakalpatarubhascha Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitana Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandvat Pranam.
Hare Krishna, Pranam Mathaji, and Prabhu.
Pranam Mataji.
Pranam. So today we will be seeing the second chapter of Bhagavad Gita, the 21st verse. Veda vinashinam nityam ya enam ajamavyayam katham sapurusha partha kam ghatayati hantikam. Yeah, please read the verse, whoever wishes to.
Read Mataji. Veda vinashinam nityam ya enam ajamavyayam katham sapurusha partha kam ghatayati hantikam. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Veda vinashinam nityam yeyenam ajam avyayam katam spurusha bharata kam katayati hantiham. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandava Pranam. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, please, Mataji, read.
Veda vinashinam nityam ya enamajamavyayam katham sa purusha partha kam khatayadi tanhandikam. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Veda vinashinam nityam yayenam ajam avyayam katam sapurusha partha kam gatayati hintikam. Hare Krishna.
Veda vinashinam nityam yayenam ajam avyayam kadam sapurusha partha tam kadayadi handikam.
Yes. Now we will go to word synonyms. Veda, knows. Avinashinam, indestructible. Nityam, always. Existing. Always existing. Yaha, one who. Enam, this, soul. Ajam, unborn. Avyayam, immutable. Katham, how. Saha, that. Purushaha, person. Partha, O Partha, Arjun. Come, whom. Ghatayati, causes to hurt. Hanti, kills. Come, whom. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Jai Srila Prabhupada. O Parth, how can a person who knows that the soul is indestructible, eternal, unborn, and immutable kill anyone or cause anyone to kill? Now, the same thing which was mentioned in the previous verses is again being emphasized by Krishna. The very nature of the soul, that it is nityam, avinashinam, that is indestructible. We have read it in the previous verses also. And then it is nityam. It is eternally existing. It is going to be eternally present. And ajam, it is unborn. Avyayam, it is immutable. It cannot be, broken into small pieces or cut into small pieces. It will not happen. So, Krishna is telling to Arjuna, whoever knowledge,
Voice
he
is
cannot.
breaking, Mataji. Voice is breaking.
Yeah, for everybody, Mathaji, you're not able to hear?
No,
Yes,
Mataji, we
Mataji,
can hear.
breaking.
It's clear.
Oh, okay, okay.
We can hear.
Yeah. So here it means that the one who has knowledge, he will not kill anyone, or he will not cause anyone to kill. That means he cannot harm others. He will not be harmed and he will not harm others. So here, Prabhupada has spoken about this verse and he says that this knowledge, if a person has got complete knowledge, then he knows how to apply it and he knows its proper utility. So in this case, Prabhupada is speaking about violence. And it is mentioned here, Prabhupada writes the line, violence also has its utility. See, in the Shastra, it is mentioned that non-violence, ahimsa, is one of the basic principles. But Prabhupada writes, violence also has its utility. How? Yes, how? Anybody?
When Dharma is in question,
Yeah.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Yeah. Prabhupada ji has given example that like a surgical operation that has to be done to save a person, though it's like violent using cutting and all that, it has to be done. So maybe that's the context.
Okay. Then where dharma? Mataji also
When,
mentioned about a point about dharma.
Dharma, yeah.
Yes.
To save the person or it has to be done.
Yeah.
Mataji,
See,
Mataji,
yeah.
Hare Krishna. When things
Yes.
are not going in right way, then this ahimsa is may be required to set the
Yes.
things in right way.
Correct. Correct. If supposing there is a myth that adharmic activities, maybe if the citizens of a country or even the leaders of the country are behaving inappropriately, and sometimes to subdue them, some amount of violence is required. So if you see Ravan, because of his ghastly act or activity of kidnapping Sita Devi, there's this huge violence, and even if you see Hanuman, even before Ram went and attacked Lanka, he went and burned down Lanka and he killed so many of his warriors. So this violence is also justified, but it has to be done for a proper purpose, for a proper cause. Each person cannot interpret the cause and say that, yeah, now it is required, now I can act violently and that is justified. No, the Shastra has to approve. The Shastra has to approve
Result should be for
where and
common good.
yes, yes.
When
So,
there is chaos, the police can disperse the crowd by showing some
yes,
violence.
yes. They first do kind of to scare them away, and if they don't, then they get down to violence, lathi charge or something like that. Because to subdue certain actions, violence is required. For dharma, violence is required. If there is a justified cause, violence is required, but all that thing has to be properly authorized by Shastra. Not each person interprets it the way he wants and then acts violently. And how to apply violence also is very important. And that for that proper knowledge. And that's why yesterday, whatever the points we were discussing, that a person who murdered or killed a person, capital punishment is awarded to him so that he is saved from again in the next or coming births to be killed by somebody else. So Manu Samhita has spoken about this and we discussed this yesterday actually. And here, in this particular case, now Krishna is ordering this war. He is sanctioning this war, Kurukshetra. So it's the Krishna is ordering Arjun to fight. So, in this case, Prabhupada writes, this war or this violence is supreme justice. So sometimes violence is required to establish dharma, and for justice one has to fight. So Arjun was now instructed by Krishna to fight, knowing well what will happen because of this violence. But because Krishna's will, it was Krishna's will, Krishna's instruction, Krishna's order, it was justified. Because in such case, it was not at all violence. And the other same thing, whatever is mentioned in the shloka, anyway, because the soul will not be killed. So, for establishing dharma, this violence is permitted. And just now, Mathaji spoke about a surgical operation. If you cut a person and you have to remove some tumor, or maybe, you have to rectify something in the body, it doesn't mean that you are committing violence on that person. It is to cure him. So, now Krishna's instruction to Arjun for fighting this battle is that there is no possibility of any sinful reaction. Because see, when you commit violence, you will incur sin. Yesterday also we discussed about killing cockroaches or rats or any other animals. There will be some amount of negative karma. But if it is in complete knowledge, with full knowledge, authorized by Shastra, under the instruction of bona fide authorities, and in this case it is Supreme Lord Krishna himself, then there is no possibility of any sinful reaction. So generally also, when we see this verse and we see all the coming verses, there's a question I want to ask. What do the humans fear? They have so many fears, but what is the biggest fear?
Death.
Getting into lower ages species.
Death.
Death.
Mathaji, using one's parents.
Kith and kin, we will leave our family and go. That is the greatest fear.
We will leave our family. That means, we are scared of death. Because at death, we have to leave our family and go, no, Mathaji.
Yeah.
So
we are worried about the children, like something, how we will manage.
Yeah. So, death is a biggest fear. And see, if you see the jiva, the soul's tendency. So we all stay in this world, we get this body, we are here. We all stay as though we are going to be here forever. We do activities as though we are going to be here. And now Mathaji is mentioning we are worried about children, we don't know who will take care of them. As though it's always possible for us to be with them. Mathaji, even if we are there, if those children have the children have their own individual destiny, you can support them, but can you change their fate, or can you take away their pain or their joy? Can you do anything, Mathaji?
No,
Mathaji.
But we only feel satisfied, okay, I am also there. For what?
Yeah.
You will just be there. But their suffering, their journey is very, very individual, very, very personal. They have to undergo what all they have to undergo.
That is because of attachment, love and affection.
Yes. An attachment to our body causes this fear of death. But we have this tendency to assume that we will be here forever. Why so? Why?
We are not
Under Maya,
aware.
Mathaji. We are under Maya.
Under Maya. We are under Maya.
And there's false ego. You are the proprietorship of this.
Okay,
world.
false ego, proprietorship. Okay, then.
We don't know our death date.
Okay. You don't know.
We think we are fit and healthy, but we live long.
We forget that we are spirit soul. We always think this is body.
Yes, we identify with the body. See, this tendency to stay forever. Yes, Mathaji, somebody is saying something?
He is covered with the Aravanas. That 5 Aravanas, he was covered with that. Then he is thinking that is himself as the body.
Yeah. So he is covered with all this false ego, identification with the body, the Maya, the Trigunas acting on him. So he then thinks that he is going to be here. See, if you see this very thought or this very feeling that we have to be here forever or we will be ever for here is something which is very, very alien to the soul. Why? Because the soul is actually an eternal being. So the immortality is there in the soul. Even when it is in this material body, it somehow kind of thinks that it will be immortal, which is not right, which is not true. Because this material body is going to perish. There is no permanent being of this material body. But the soul has this tendency because by nature soul is eternal. By nature soul is immortal. So by reading these verses of Bhagavad Gita, what we have to understand, we have to kind of realign our mortality to immortality. We are immortal beings. So we are here for a temporary period. So then the thing is, then why fear death or our existence in this material world? This is the kind of thinking we have to develop, that we are here for a time being, for a time period, for settling some of our sanchita karmas, and in the process adding some more karmanas, which we are doing now. So all this is a temporary thing. The thing is, your karmas, if they are nullified and washed, and you leave, cross over the trigunas, you attain the Brahma Bhuta platform. And in that platform, you come to your eternal position, you come to your eternal Swarupa. So we can give up the fear of death or fear of whatever is happening in this material world, fear of suffering, fear of losing somebody, the attachments, the false identifications, because we are eternal beings and we are going to be there forever. Yes. Anybody has any doubts in this particular verse? Anybody has to add some points in this? Anybody would like to add some points?
Hare Krishna Mathaji. So a person feels he is going to be here forever because of the influence of a soul which is eternal. Isn't that what it is?
Souls. No. We
Yeah,
are
yeah.
not the influence of souls, because we are the souls.
Soul,
Mataji.
yes.
So
Then
we have that quality in us, no? Because soul is eternal.
so because of that we are thinking like that.
We
Okay.
think, but the thing is, we have a displaced kind of a thinking or misplaced thinking, because we think in this material body we will be there forever.
Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Yes, Mathaji.
It is our desires also which are binding us. We think we'll never go. We are attached to the house, attached to the family, attached to everything,
Yes.
attached to our things also. So we
Yes.
don't even think that we can leave this and go. So gradually we should get rid of all that. We should get detached.
Yes. See, if you can remember that this death happens to only our external body and never to us. And only because of Maya, we have misidentified with our body, and we have this longing. We have this longing to stay in this body because we feel that, what will happen if I leave this body? What will happen to people around if I leave this body? So all this is only because of Maya. Because anyway, after leaving this body also, you will be there. There is no question that you will not exist. So when we feel, that is also one kind of a incomplete knowledge, that when we think if we die, that means we will cease to exist. That's not true. So we are going to exist, immortal, because that is the spiritual nature of the soul. Yes. Somebody wants to say something?
Mathaji, when the jiva transmigrates to another body, it leaves all the whatever has happened during that lifetime. It forgets, is it not, Mathaji?
Yes.
It doesn't carry any memory.
Memory is not there, but the karmas are carried.
Okay, ma'am.
The impressions are carried, the vasanas are carried in the subtle body. In the subtle body, that is the mind, intelligence, and ego, they carry the vasanas. That's why you see, because of the previous janma karma, or in the state, or in the mode in which the jiva was, that you will see some tendencies are there. Very strong tendencies are there in the jivas in this janma. Some are very, very, short-tempered. Some are very, very calm. How is it possible? So they are the previous janma samskaras and vasanas that have come, Prabhu. So the memory is not there. The soul forgets which body it was in and which family it was in or which place it was there. But that in the very qualities, the nature is carried in the subtle body, Prabhu. Yes. Anybody has any other doubt? Yes. Regarding
yesterday I also was asking you are telling now like that soul from after this life it takes to another body. The next life it doesn't remember the past thing what happened. But in some cases, that is what I was yesterday telling.
They remember because one of their senses is very much activated.
So
the memory portion is activated.
So it may rarely happen to very limited cases.
Yes.
That is because why it is happening for some people like that? Is there any thing why some people
actually it is not known, or maybe it is some kind of we can say a punya also or a papa also, because if you start remembering all your births and what you have done and what you didn't do, you will not be happy at all. Or maybe if you had a better birth last time, you will try to crave to go back there. So it's not a very good thing to remember, but for whatever reason it happens, and some people remember their past birth. Even now you have what do you call, there are some processes called past life regression where they take you to the past life in hypnosis or things like that happen, Mathaji.
Yes.
Why? Because all these in our subtle body, in our conscious, all these are stored. It is there. So that's why they try to bring it out actually.
Okay.
Okay, Mathaji.
Yeah.
Mathaji, because the remembrance of the last Janma's things, sometimes it will help him to be in a right way and go back to Godhead. Sometimes.
Yes. Like in Jada Bharat case, in the dear body he remembered, next birth he did his devotion and went back. That is a good thing. If he remembers a case, so he went for family and then again he wants to go back, then that's a big trouble. Yes. Yeah, Usha Mathaji, you had asked me yesterday how the jivas will come to bhakti. You were asking yesterday that, how come we are telling so many people and they are not taking up, we are doing. So I said, no, it takes a long time, and if you have another 5 minutes, I'll try to explain in short. Mathaji, you said that
Mathaji, your voice is breaking, Mathaji.
Voice is breaking, Mathaji.
1 second.
Not here properly.
Yeah. So you were saying yesterday only if Krishna will.
If everybody puts mute, it will not break, I think.
Yeah. See, you were saying, Mathaji, yesterday that only if the Krishna wills, then the soul will take up bhakti. That's what you were saying, no, Mathaji? Usha Mathaji?
Myself, Mathaji.
Yeah. You were saying that by only when Krishna will, or when Krishna willing only, people can come to bhakti. That's what you said, no? That we have taken
No, Mathaji, I didn't talk about that. Some other Mathaji was discussing.
Who was that yesterday?
Vasanta Mathaji.
Yeah, Vasanta Mathaji.
I was asking why many people are not, though the opportunity is given, they are not able to take it and.
Correct. So Mathaji, now you are saying that opportunity is given and then so many people are not taking up. Now you tell me, why did you take it up? Why did you take it up?
Because previously and all, I couldn't understand or I couldn't follow, and I don't want to follow blindly. After reading Prabhupada's books, each and every question has been answered. So I I agreed
You
it and I
started
like
following.
it. Yes.
Yeah. So somewhere you've got some inclination towards it. And there are so many others also who come to Gita classes, but they don't get inclined to doing the spiritual practices. Why this happens? And yesterday we spoke about so many examples, like, if the land is not fertile, the seed will not fructify. So Mataji, see, you have spoken about Krishna's willingness also. Yes, Krishna's mercy is required. But I told you yesterday that the desire of the soul also has to be there. Slight inclination of the soul should also be there. Then you
Yes.
asked how and when will that happen? There is
Yes.
some concept called, if you must have all heard, called Agnyata Sukruti. What is
Oh,
this Agnyata Sukruti? Agnyata Sukruti means without knowledge or
knowledge.
unintentional devotional activities which the jiva does in its births, in various births. So it's like, unintentionally it has done some spiritual activity. Unknowingly it has done some spiritual
The
pious
children are
activity.
doing like that, Mataji. My
Yes.
grandchildren are just simply, if I tell them that is the reason, my granny is telling me to do and I am doing. Like that
That
they
is
are
Agnyata
doing.
Sukruti. Agnyata Sukruti, best
Yes.
example of Agnyata Sukruti is Prasadam. That's why in our Vedic tradition
Oh,
in temples, that is why Prasadam is distributed, because Prasadam is the mercy of the Lord. So even if the jiva has no pious merit to do bhakti, even if it is doing so many other activities, taking prasadam opens up their spiritual account.
correct.
Even unknowingly listening to the chanting of the mantras, or unknowingly, unintentionally just going and sitting in some sacrifice is Agnyata Sukruti. So after many, many janmas of accumulating Agnyata Sukruti, the jiva will develop the inclination.
Yes.
For that is why they say those who are not interested in all this devotional service or even in spiritual life, give them prasadam. Or
Vishaka.
even it is just like, even if they by chance they just carry the Bhagavad Gita, or they touch the Srimad Bhagavatam, or just for the sake of it they go for a temple, maybe just for the sake of it they went, but this all opens their spiritual account. And above and all this, there is the mercy of pure devotees. Where if the
Yes.
jiva for any reason associates with a pure devotee, he gets the mercy, he gets the sukruti, and then he can take up devotional service.
Yes.
And then, of course, the mercy of the Lord is there, ultimate willingness of the Lord. But you know what, Mataji? The divine grace, the divine mercy of the Lord comes through the pure devotees. Not very easy to approach the Lord. So, supposing if we say Krishna has, the time for us has come, Krishna's mercy has come to us, that is why we have taken up, others are not taking up this, because we cannot say that Krishna is partial. What have we done that we are qualified for this? See, Krishna is not at all partial. He is the supreme. He can shower his mercy on anybody. So, but it is possible that Krishna can shower even on the most fallen soul. So we also don't have any qualification. If Krishna wants to shower, he can shower pure bhakti on us also. But normally, who is the soul which gets inclined to bhakti is who has accumulated some Agnyata Sukriti, or it has been in the association of sadhus or pure devotees. And then they will develop this inclination after many, many janmas. So if you have
Okay.
the Bhagavad Gita verse, Bahunam Janmanam Ante Jnanavan Mam
Bhavanam
Prapadyate
Janmana.
Vasudeva Sarvamiti Samahatma Sudarlavaha. So after many, many births, Bahunam Janmanam Ante, then they will get this knowledge. Vasudeva is Sarvam. And then they will surrender. Such a soul is very great, very
That
rare.
is the point, Mataji. That is the biggest point. Though they accept Krishna consciousness, still people think in the corner of their mind that is Krishna the Supreme Personality? Is
Mataji,
he the
see, that's
Supreme
what.
Personality?
For that, more and
That
more
point,
purification is required. More and more
yes.
purification is required.
Many
It may not
people are
happen in
doing.
one janma. It can happen in one janma. It may not happen in one janma. See, when Prabhupada went to Western countries and all these hippies, all those people who were Actually, nowhere they had no knowledge of anything called Hinduism or our Sanatana Dharma or Vedic culture. They became devotees of Krishna. And then they asked Prabhupada, what did we do? What did we do that we have got this kind of a mercy? He said, yes, you did not have any qualification. I qualified you, in the sense they associated with a pure devotee like Srila Prabhupada. And that's why they got that mercy.
Yes.
So the Lord's mercy flows through pure devotees' mercy.
Yes,
and that's how, so what you can do for the people who are around you, if they are not inclined towards this, just indirectly engage them, don't have to force them, otherwise give them prasadam, that's all. That will increase
because
their
we are all eating together. They are all eating prasadam. What you said is correct. I am indirectly, I will all the quotes, whatever I feel it is related, I will post to them and I will ask them to read. Just please read once, I will tell them. That's all.
That's enough. Maybe just reciting a shloka or chanting the mantra, taking the name of the Lord, or even it is said, even if the farmers who have done their they have raised the crops, even if that rice or that grain or that vegetables reach the temple and it is used in the cooking of bhoga, those farmers also get Ajnata Sukruti. Even the trees and flowers also, whichever reach the Lord and as offered to the Lord, the tree also gets the blessings. See, even the flowers, even the fruits have their own destiny. See, the flower can go to a graveyard on a dead body, or it will reach the Supreme Lord.
Yes, true.
So it is all, everything, it's based on the jiva's desire also, inclinations also, plus the mercy also, Mataji. Both are required. And see, even if the jiva is not having inclination, a pure devotee can bless and the jiva can develop a devotional service. Like we have Mrigari the hunter, he was so cruel. And then you have Valmiki also, he was hunting, and then Narada Muni blessed him and he became a great sage. So without any qualification also, by mercy of pure devotees, one can take up devotional service, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji.
What is the opposite of Ajnata Sukruti, Mathaji?
Opposite.
Pure devotion or?
No. Ajnata means unknowing
pious merit.
Yeah. Unknowingly you have acquired this pious merit. So it's like, supposing somebody has gone to the temple and the pujari there was maybe busy with something and he asks you, please just, can you help me clean the temple, or maybe sweep, or can you bring water? That itself, that activity is considered a pious merit. And the soul did not do it purposely or for any benefit. He just did it because he was asked to. That is Ajnata Sukriti. What do you mean by opposite of it?
What we engage in pious activities with wholeheartedly.
That is Prabhu, that you have surrendered to the Lord and you are doing the devotional service practice. So you are in the process of pure devotional service. You are a devotee. And those people are still not the devotees, Prabhu.
No, we are talking about the people who are not into it. That is what Mataji is explaining. Prabhu.
Yeah. Prabhu, whoever is doing devotional service, they are devotees, Prabhu. Yes, Ram Prabhu, you are saying something?
Mataji, the farmers who are producing the grains, vegetables, and so many things, which are used in the preparation of a prasadam.
Yeah.
So then, through that also, because the prasadam makes people this one.
They have contributed. Unknowingly, they have contributed, and it has gone to the Lord.
Yes. That way, the farmers will getting Sukruti, Ajnana Sukruti, they are getting in the next dharma, they will be.
Yes. All this, unknowingly, if you do such activities, you will get merit.
Areksha Mataji, the persons who are making them to do all these works will be more benefited, is it not, Mataji? They'll go more in the spiritual path, is it not, Mataji?
Yes. That's why Krishna says, no, the preachers are very, very dear to me. In the 18th chapter, Krishna is going to say, whoever preaches this message of mine is very, very dear to me, and I assure them devotional service.
Mataji, not that, Mataji. That is, in the temple you are telling, now Pujari asks someone to bring the water.
Yeah.
By doing
Yeah.
that, Pujari will be, Bhagavan will be more pleased with the Pujari, isn't it, Mataji?
Yeah, that's what Mathaji, Krishna pushes all the spiritual activities. If you can engage others also, that is even more meritorious.
Okay.
Same is with preaching. No, when I said preaching, why I said preaching is because the Lord becomes pleased that you are sharing this knowledge and uplifting the jivas.
But for that, you require more knowledge, no, Mataji? These
You
small
can
things you can make others to do.
Yes.
Yes, Mataji.
See, that's why in temples, very famous big temples, you have this Tirumanjanam Seva and all, cleaning of the temple yearly once, and devotees buy tickets and go do the cleaning because this is a pious merit.
Yes.
So this is actually a merit they are acquiring. And if you can engage them, some people like seva. Some people like to do activities. They don't want to sit and chant and do puja, arti and all. You ask them, come to the temple and serve prasadam, or maybe, help to decorate the temple. They will like to do. All these are Ajnata Sukriti for them.
Okay. Thank you, Mataji. Understood.
Hare Krishna, Mathaji. Even book distribution is also preaching, no? Book distribution, you're giving knowledge.
Yes. That's why Prabhupada used to stress, please distribute the books. Through the books, people can be elevated. Yes. Yes. Anybody has any doubt? Otherwise, we can start.
Thank you, Mathaji.
Yes. Please do the closing prayers.
I'll do Mathaji. Vancha kalpataru yasya krupa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. All glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees.
Mathaji, you have to say Bhagavad Gita
Yes,
ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Yes.
Ananta Vaishnava Brinda ki jai, all glories to assembled devotees. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.